This is dubious code showing you a bubble sort coded in Python. So what we have so far, we have just a boilerplate where I'm generating a list of random numbers. The size is, let me make this a little bigger. We're starting with a random seed, so we get the same random list each time. We're generating a random list using a list comprehension. The numbers can be from 1 to 50, or I guess 1 to 49, and there's 20 of them. And then I'm calling a bubble sort function, which I haven't made yet. And then I'm comparing that to whether an actual sort run through Python, the tim sort, and we'll see whether it comes out sorted or not. The bubble sort function right now doesn't actually bubble sort. It just goes through and prints this list 20 times to the screen so we can see if it. This is my easy way of seeing the numbers, the motion of the numbers. And here it comes out and says the list isn't sorted, and that is of course because we haven't actually done the sort yet. So now we're going to actually implement the bubble sort. So for a bubble sort, this is an n-squared sort. We're going to go through the list. We're going to go through the whole list from range of 0 to the length of the list. So for I in range num list, length num list, we want to go through and we have two choices. We can either go through this and bubble the smallest item to the front of the list or bubble the biggest item to the back of the list. And depending on how we do that is going to decide how we do our loop. So I guess I will bubble the biggest item to the back of the list. So that means for j, I need to go for j in range. This is effectively the same as saying 0 to num list minus I. So the reason we could go from j in range 0 to num list, but because the last one, we're going to put every iteration of this loop is going to put one number in the correct spot, so we don't need to go through the whole list every time. And now what we need to do is go through and say if num list j, if the item of 0 is greater than num list j plus 1, then we swap. Okay, now I notice an issue that this will go, we'll get an array out of bounds, so I think we need to go through num list minus I minus 1, so we don't get an array out of bounds. Then what do is we say num list sub j, num list sub j plus 1, and we swap them. I haven't coded a bubble sort in a little while, so it's a fair possibility that I've gotten something wrong here. All right, and we'll put these out to print. So okay, let's take a look through this. So let's say we have a list of length 10. We start at 0 and go to 10. And here we'll start at 0 and go to 9, and then 8 and 7 and 6. If an index is greater than its next door neighbor, we'll swap them. And then we'll print this out. So I think this will bubble sort. Let's see what happens. Oh. That needs to be length. And I'm going to make this bigger, I think, so we can see it. Let's see if that's the right size. All right. So we should see the highest number keep getting put to the back of the list, which is indeed what we're seeing. Not the greatest display, but now we see this list goes from 1 to 48 and it's sorted. Instead of clearing the screen, let's try it again. And we're going to get the same numbers because we have initialized our random seed. So let's try it again and not clear. we can see, if we go to the top here, let's see. So we should start seeing a 3 compared to a 37 doesn't flip, but this 37 now is bigger than 28. So this 37 is going to keep moving rightward. Here it's not bigger than this 37, so it doesn't move. But then now this 37 keeps moving. And now we see this 42 moving. There's actually a lot of these because we have a length 20 list, so we should see what, an n squared. So it's actually n squared over 2, so we should see like 200 of these. 400 divided by 2. But that's a simple bubble sort. It's a couple, we implemented the sort in 4 lines plus the function in a boilerplate. It's an easy sort, but it's not a great sort, but it is an easy one. All right, this is Dubious Code. Thanks for watching.